All right, good morning. We're heading towards the new year now. We had a nice Christmas and took a couple of days off and just did my bare basic chores, got in and out as fast as I could. But you'll note, and I went out and on Christmas Eve bought a new sheep-sized stock tank. This one holds 50 gallons. And the reason for that, again, if you just want to kind of illuminate all the different mistakes I make, there, I had to put my glove back on, is I was chopping ice out of one of these black plastic tanks, this one actually right here, and I put my hatchet through the side of it, so it does not hold water with a hole in the side. It's an expensive mistake for not being careful, one I am reminded of constantly. The good news is they had an even bigger one, so I can just fill up the one tank. You know, it would be nice to be able to use like a taller cattle stock tank, like 100 gallons, because it would hold the thermal heat a little bit better and take longer to freeze. And you know, there's some basic laws of thermodynamics that go into that. Water holds heat pretty well, but sheep don't drink that high, and so you know, we're relegated to these kind of shorter. This one's 12 inches high, and I have a one over here that's 14 inches high. But especially when we have lambs in the spring, you cannot put water out of reach of the little ones. Especially as they're learning to drink water and eat grass, they have to have access. I haven't fed hay yet. You can see they're kind of picking through the remains of the hay I fed them yesterday. And we're in for a nice temperature swing, and not in a bad way. It's been bitterly cold for several weeks, and this week we're going to be up in the 30s, maybe even over freezing a little bit. My hope, though, is that the timing of that... Hey, girl. My hope, though, is that the timing of that is such that when the next round of precipitation comes, we're below freezing and it falls as snow instead of rain. I just dread rain at this temperature. It puts a lot of stress on the animals, and it's just not something, you know, in an ideal world we'd go very smoothly from one season to the next, but they often have a swing back and forth. Yeah, and this old boy, he's done his job, haven't you? I haven't seen too much mounting and mating. You can see on his chin he's been into the minerals. I gave them a protein tub in the bitter cold just because I was concerned about them getting enough. And back up. Don't act crazy. He's like trying to guard the ewes, guard them from me. I'm not gonna mess with your girls, dude. But they didn't really touch it. They didn't touch that protein tub at all, which tells me that the hay that I got is high enough quality that they didn't feel the urge to go messing about with it. I see the steer licking on it a little bit, but it's not even been licked down even a little bit. But so they're in fine fettle and fine condition, and they're all getting a drink right now. Kind of going in ones and twos like this one over to have a little drink. I don't know how they know how to take turns, but they don't crowd it too much. Back when I had cattle, they would crowd it, and there'd be jostling and, you know, fighting over who got to drink first, and that kind of dominance display. Boy, Mr. Ram, you're kind of eyeballing me, huh? He does not like me being in among the girls. Isn't that something? Well, maybe this one's coming into heat finally. But the hope is that we're going to get all of these girls bred up, and we'll be lambing in a shorter window with the 2 rams in here instead of 1, and we'll go from there. But it's been a interesting week, and I admit to being relieved to be getting out of the weather. It's hard on the vehicles that I use, like my tractor, and it's hard on the 4-wheeler. It's hard on me. I've had a pretty persistent cough just running in and out of the house between -20 and 60. What do we keep our house at? 66 or something like that. It doesn't seem to be bothering them, which is good. So anyway, I'm relieved that we're going to be heading into some good weather. I think I'm going to take a bale from this side and pull it down this way today. But I have to go get a knife because I forgot one to cut the bale twine. And I'll go get some more water and we'll get to feeding. All right. So I'm in the middle of retraining these dogs, and this is what I wanted to do. So you see I threw a bunch of hay. They have some extra hay, and I'm just trying to get these dogs to calm down. And this is what we want right here. These dogs that are laying down and calm, and they're not chasing. Hey, get out of my coffee. No, hey, that's my coffee. Dog's trying to drink my coffee. See how that dog, the adult dog, she's just laying down watching. This is the one that we need to work with right here. This is the boy pup. And he'll get there. So they're just tied, right now the pups are, to the back of my four-wheeler. And I'm hoping they're gonna, I don't know, by osmosis or something, take the good habits from this adult dog and maybe just calm down around the sheep to the point where we can let them be without them getting all fired up. But it's a nice day. But I fed this hay right close, so if they want to come up and smell them, you can see some of the sheep back there aren't so sure. And they all just need to get used to each other. So I'm going to be doing this for about an hour every day this week while it's nice. Just putting them on a leash and feeding hay out right near where the dogs are, so they can all get used to each other. And I don't know if you can hear the whining. That's all this black and white boy right here. The white pup, she's real calm. She's gonna come over here hopefully and lay down. So this is what we want. We want them to be able to smell each other and get used to each other, and maybe stop fussing with each other so much. That's perfect. That's what we want. Laying down. Isn't that something? It's all instinct. I'm not training them. I'm just exposing the sheep to the dogs and the dogs to the sheep. And they just want to be around them. So we'll probably have to do a little bit more work with that with Bob, the black and white boy, but taking advantage of the fact that it's like 20 for a week to get out and finally do this. And then at night I'll put them back in their pen until I'm sure of their respect for hot wire, and I don't want these pups chasing the sheep and getting them all wound up. So anyway, here we go. Well, we're all calming down here. The white dog, Shep, she's playing with, who is that? That's our cow. And they seem to be doing all right together. She's just enjoying the other animals. Bob, he's a little nervous yet. He doesn't like being tied up, but I want to be able to control him. And he was laying down and calming down, and then the ram stepped on his foot, and so he got all excited again. But we're just feeding. You can see we're feeding just a couple feet away, trying to get these dogs acclimated. And I think it's just going to take me several days of this to really get them where I want them to be. But that's all right. You know, patience is a virtue. All right, I'm going to move Bob so you can see how Shep is doing. Here we go. We got them both laying down. And I don't know, he's just a little nervous. I think it's because he's tied up and we got these big animals right next to us, but he's a little nervous, but it's okay. But you see Shep, she doesn't care. She's a great dog. If I could just get every pup that we breed from her just like her, that'd be wonderful. She's just kind of laying in the hay. She was licking the cow. She was licking sheep. You see, they're all very close and crowded in on us. And that's all right. But I think the name of the game in this mild weather is going to be dog training. Just getting them where we want them to be. Hey, Shep, or Bob, lay down. Hey, come here, bud. Here, I gotta just grab his. Nope, you need to be in and among these sheep. Come on. Come on. Come on, scaredy cat. Who knew you were... Look at this. He's kind of leaned up against me. He's not shaking. He just doesn't like it. Oh, look. You got Mr. George there doing his thing. He smells somebody. Yeah, you're a nervous Nelly, aren't you? I don't know why. Hey, girl. But I've been out here for about an hour, just feeding them right next to me. And what I'm gonna do is, you can see the sheep. It's like the sheep can always tell when like when I'm irritated or impatient, they can tell. When I'm calm, they can tell, and they have no attitude about the two girls, the adult and the pup, because they're both calm and they're just doing a job. But he's nervous, so when he starts moving around, they get nervous. It's amazing, but it's just going to take time. We're just going to have to take time, and and he's going to be sequestered with the rams when it's lambing season, so he can just get used to a few animals and stick together with them. And then, see, she just is sniffing, wants to know what they're into. So I think we're going to take Bob back first, and then we'll pull the two girl dogs in and let them kind of get back to equanimity. But it's nice that it's not that cold out, so I can spend the time doing this. Anyhow, it's definitely a learning experience for me, since this is my first time with livestock guardian dogs. But I am really just trying to get them all acclimated, and I'm seeing varying degrees of progress with the different animals, and so that gives me hope that I'm on the right track. Some are they're going to be slower to learn than others, and that's all right. Yeah, so